Well, here we are then for one final time in this very tense and closely fought season. Lewis and Max start on the front row and will go to battle for one last time. This is the RaceBeacon race build-up for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the finale of the 2021 season. What do you think's going to happen? It's shaping up to be a good one. How is everyone? Good to see some of you already in the chat. Right. It's all getting a little bit interesting, isn't it? All getting a bit interesting. Hey, bro, hello, Saksham, and obviously Jack as well in the chat, saying not too bad, quite nervous for the race. I think we all are, aren't we? I think we all are. And B Woodcock as well. Hello, hello. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Hello, Agent GTS. How are you doing? How are you doing? Right. So first of all, I think it's only right that we start a poll. And I don't think there's going to be any prizes for who's going, or for what the poll is going to be. My mouse has disappeared again because for some reason my computer has a habit of making it as difficult as possible for me. So right, there we go. Start a poll. Oh god, now I've got to try to find the buttons. Right, there we go. Ah, yes, I've actually done it. Right, who will be champion? And now it's a bit easier because I've only got to write a couple. Right, that's not quite gone to plan. That did Lewis have engine degradation? Basically, what's happening is supposedly on the Mercedes they're going a little bit more cautious. Right, no, that's not what I wanted the poll to do because I can't see what button I'm clicking. How do I? Oh god, I can't. Right, no one vote in the poll. Don't say who's voted yes. No. Hey, yeah, hello AAS. How you doing? How you doing? My mouse has disappeared on my computer, so you're gonna have to bear with me as I try to close the poll. Oh god, this is a unique. Right, so it's there. I don't know where my mouse is. Yes, I did it. Right, we ended the poll. Yes was the winner. So who's gonna be champion? Yes, that's the answer. Yeah, hey AAG, how are you doing? How are you doing? I'm going to quickly tweet out the stream as well. Then we'll get properly going. Oh, well, everyone voted yes. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Oh my god. Right, okay, well, until I can see my mouse, I can't do a lot poll-wise. So you're going to have to bear with me on that one, I think. Because for some reason, OBS keeps thinking this is a really funny thing to do. I don't think it is. I think it's quite annoying. Although it is quite funny. Right, so, yeah, basically, hello everyone. What do you guys all think is going to happen in this race? It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Does Max have better pace now? Well, we don't know, really. It's going to be quite difficult because, honestly, I can't call this either way. I do have a rough idea of how the race is going to go, though, with a fair level of confidence on it. In my mind, it's going to be Max leads from the front, you know, he gets a good start, soft tyres, nice launch, doesn't do too bad at all. But then, he has to pit a little bit earlier on those soft tyres. I think he will go for the one stop. I'm not sure he'll actually do the two stop. I think soft to hard is his way to go, and Hamilton's will be medium to hard. Rishi in the chat, what's up? Hello, hello. This is so exciting. It absolutely is. So what we're seeing, RaceBeacon Valtteri had a engine problem yesterday, I suppose, from the audio between Bottas and Toto. Will Lewis also face the same issue today? Well, that's the thing, you know, apparently there are rumours that, well, it's sort of proven that there's issues with the, or not issues, but they're going a little bit more conservative, a bit more cautious with Hamilton's engine today. So that explains maybe a bit of the quality pace, but also, part of me thinks they didn't actually want to go for pole in the end. It didn't seem like a very electric lap. It didn't. I don't know, there's something about it that seems a little bit off to me, but... obviously in the chat... Hamilton only needs to get into the slipstream. Yeah, absolutely. RaceBeacon Valtteri, yeah, I just read that one. It sucks in Australia, the race is at 12 AM! Oh, no. Yeah, that's rough, that's rough. Still just over an hour and a half to go until lights out, and I'm wanting my mouse to appear so I can see what I'm doing. That would be absolutely ace. What's with Hamilton's engine? So... apparently they're running it a bit more conservative just to make sure that it makes it to the end. So maybe there is some reliability issues somewhere within that Mercedes engine. And, you know, Bottas supposedly had some issues with it as well. So Yeah, I don't think so. Any chance of two-stop? Yeah, there's definitely a chance of the two-stop, but I'd be surprised. I think the one-stop is the way to go, especially for Hamilton and Verstappen. I think maybe someone in the midfield might give the two-stop a go. Or if Max realises there's very little chance he's going to win anyway, then I can see them going for the I can see them going for the two-stop just to try to shake things up a bit, try to make something happen. Who's my money on? Honestly, Rishi, I can't say. I genuinely don't know. I'm 50-50 between the two. The way I see it, Verstappen's going to get a good start on those soft tyres. He's going to lead. He's going to have to pit a little bit earlier. He'll get a bit of an undercut on Hamilton, obviously, because of that. Lewis will come into the pit lane a little bit later off his medium tyres onto a fresh set of hards, just like Verstappen will be. But they'll be slightly fresher. And I think, honestly, it's going to come down to the last few laps when strategies converge and Hamilton just closes in on Verstappen. That's the... That's my guess. That's my best guess. What was he as well? Yeah, Lewis's lap didn't feel like hammer time. He seemed happy at the interview. Yeah, exactly. I don't think they were going for pole, especially knowing that Verstappen's on the soft tyres. Because would you rather be watching Verstappen on the softs breeze off into the sunset in turn one, or have him on your inside, knowing that he needs to beat you? So, I think maybe Mercedes playing it a little bit more cautious. Do I think Lewis will undercut Max? I'd be really surprised. You'd have to take the softs a very long way for that to be a viable strategy. And, I mean, potentially, though, potentially. Who's filling in for Mazepin? No one, unfortunately. No one is filling in for Nikita. It would have been Fittipaldi, but the Pietro Fittipaldi, that is, because he hasn't competed in a session this year, he's not allowed to race, unfortunately. So only 19 cars on the grid today. Please can my mouse reappear? That would be so nice. What about Lando? Yeah, absolutely. All in for Lando today. If it comes down to... Look, I've said all through the season, I don't care who wins the championships. If it comes down to it, I'm happy to let a Hamilton Verstappen crash for a Lando win, I'm not fussed. But yeah, no, hopefully Lando could pick up a podium today. I'm completely unbiased on this channel, apart from Lando. So, there you go. I would pay a decent amount of money to sit in Lando's car to see a start. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. What happened with Mazepin? So, unfortunately, F1 guy, he has tested positive for COVID, so he will not be racing today. Obviously, unable to race. Hamilton being second will help in deciding the best places to attempt an overtake, where there's a lot of runoff. I would shoot. Yeah, absolutely. He's not going to go for it in a part of the track where... And let's say as well, my issue is, if my race prediction goes to plan of Lewis on fresh tyres chasing down Max at the end, I don't see a way they don't crash. And if Max... look, Max isn't going to let Lewis go, is he? Why would you do that? Like, you can say, oh, dirty driving, whatever. That doesn't matter. If you're about to lose a world championship and the driver that you're up against is overtaking you around the outside, you're going to hit them and just hope you don't get a points deduction. I'd do that in karting, so... yeah, honestly, if it comes down to my prediction of it, which is obviously the converging strategies at the end, Hamilton on fresher tyres, chasing down Max, couple of laps to go, then I can see nothing but a crash, to be honest. Yo, hello Aman, how you doing? Could you imagine Max and Ham crash and Lando win? My emotions couldn't handle it. No, Samantha, I'd be gone. Like, we'd be streaming right away. Stream just picture of Lando's face. That's it. Do Mercs still have the speed advantage with Red Bull's low wing? No, not really. I think they've turned the engines down to be a bit more conservative. That's the issue I believe Hamilton's got at the moment. Is oh, my mouse has reappeared. Yes, guys. Right, we're setting up a poll now because I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, I've just need to give it a super chat to myself. Oh, okay, so right, who will be the champion? I'm actually going to put answers this time rather than yes and no. So, right, so we'll put Verstappen number 1 because he's on pole and leading the championship, and then Hamilton number 2 because he's second in the championship. Right, there you go. Have at the poll, guys. Have at the poll. Who will be the champion? Not who do you want to be the champion. Who will be the champion? Because for me, it's on a knife edge, and I don't think I could vote either way. What about Sainz win if they crash? Well, potentially as well. Carlos is going to have some good pace in the race. Can Lando overtake Hamilton at turn 1? He absolutely can. There's no doubt at all. On those soft tyres, he's going to have a lot of grip off the start. What's the problem with Hamilton's engine? So apparently the issue is... it may be so much an issue, but as in they're having to run it in a lower mode to ensure that they make it to the end of the race. So... I don't know if there's a potential issue there at all. Obviously, Mercedes aren't going to come out before the championship fight and say, oh yeah, our engine doesn't work. They're obviously not going to say that. So, Hamilton's having engine problem. Sort of, yes. So because of the higher wear on the engine, I think Mercedes are going to try to keep it a bit calm. And it did look like from all of the mapping. Verstappen. Oh, it's 51-40. This is going to be a 50-50 pole, isn't it? But yeah, it looked from all of the speed mapping and stuff that it was going to be potentially now Red Bull pretty quick into straight lines. So definitely a change for the rest of the season. Could be interesting to see what happens. If you could choose a different circuit for the championship to end, where would you want it to be? Well, I'd say Silverstone, simply because I'd be able to go to it that way. But yeah, no, to be fair, I think I'd go with like a Silverstone, Spa, Monza. One of those tracks where you really can overtake. It's got like the iconic nature of Formula 1, you know. Everyone looks at it and goes, yeah, I know those tracks. Even if you don't watch Formula 1, a lot of people know those tracks. Does engine problem affect how much speed? Yeah, so basically the idea is that they're going to be running in a lower engine mode to ensure that they make it to the end and don't hit any issues. That's basically it. I'll get him a new one. He will probably blow past everybody again. Well, that's the thing, you know. I feel like if this is a situation they saw coming, obviously if they didn't see it coming, then fair enough. But if they were expecting to have to do this, then why wouldn't you put in a new engine? It seems weird. So I'm just quickly tweeting out the stream link. Right, here we go. So, back in the room. What we've got going on in the chat. So, hello everyone, obviously, as well. We're just sort of still getting started. Hello everyone. Hope you're all having a great day so far. I don't think Lewis has a problem. I think only Valtteri has. Red Bull. Red Bull are running very low downforce. They are. They're on the lower end. Or they're on the upper end of their low downforce setup, basically. So, good morning. Hello, James. How are you doing? How are you doing? Does the Yas Marina circuit favour Merc or Red Bull? I think at this point it's quite hard to say either or. I don't feel like Mercedes were actually going for pole that race. Hamilton seemed more than happy. It didn't seem like he was really on the limit during his lap either. So, I don't know whether that was just an ensure you get P2 sort of lap. But, yeah, I'm not sure. Been waiting for the stream today, big fella. Yeah, sorry, Jay. But yeah, great to have you here. Sorry, I was a little bit late today. I was watching the Formula 2 race and I had to get, showered and eat. So, sorry, it was a little bit later than I wanted to be. Who do I think will win? I can't say. I really don't know. Like, I wouldn't put any money on this at all. But I'm leaning towards Hamilton because of the strategy. But, like, that's the only differing factor. Like, I genuinely do not know who is going to win this, and that's what makes, like, I've already got the pre-race nerves. Like, when they're lining up on the grid, you get your little, like, ooh, this is going to be good. I've got that already, and it's still over an hour and a half away from lights out, so I don't know how much of a wreck I'm going to be when they're actually lining up on the grid. And I think a red flag restart would actually kill me. Wow, this is close. Verstappen 51, Hamilton 49. Very close pole. I think Maxwellton will win the championship. Nice one, Rishi. Nice one. I feel like Lewis winning is inevitable, but Hamilton post-race interview said that Red Bull was just faster. Yeah, but they've Red Bull and Mercedes have both said all season at every single track, yeah, the other car seems faster here. So I don't know. I don't take their word for it anymore. Don't trust them. Hamilton catches Verstappen on the last few laps and they crash, then Lando wins. Honestly, F1 guy, I can really genuinely see that happening. But obviously, I do fancy Perez and Bottas to probably get ahead of Lando during the race, unfortunately. Are you watching the build-up? I will have it on in one ear, just to see when there's any breaking news or anything. So I will be. I'll have it on the side. Because normally what we do is we end the stream just about half hour before or so. Before lights out, so basically I can hand you guys off to the professionals. I think is the idea. I would love Lando, yeah, I would as well, Mal. James saying surely Hamilton is on the best strategy with the mediums. Yeah, he is, and that's why I'd lean towards Hamilton here. But like I don't know, for like it's perfectly plausible that Max just does the one stop and stays ahead. Like that's perfectly possible. I don't know, I'm really excited for this. Really, really excited for this one. If Lewis gets Max on the first few laps, Red Bull's going to be in trouble. Yeah, they will. The worst case scenario for Max here is being on the worst strategy and behind Hamilton. If he doesn't have the track position, he is in a real tough spot. So, yeah, there's one to look out for. So apparently, as well, Autosport article saying Valtteri Bottas says he is ready to sacrifice his Abu Dhabi Grand Prix to help Lewis Hamilton win the title. And I can't see a way really where Bottas plays a massive part in this race, unfortunately for him. I think he's gonna he's gonna struggle on that front. When will soft runners start pitting? I don't know. Have Pirelli put out I don't know the tyre life without having obviously all of the team's data. So let's look at Pirelli Motorsport and what they're saying, because they normally put out the strategies that they think is going to be, obviously it's never really 100% right, but they normally put, here we go, we have the rough strategies. So I'll copy the link to this and I'll pop it up on the screen. There's 4 different strategies for today's race according to Pirelli, so yeah, interesting one, definitely. Right, let me pop this up on the screen for you guys so you can see. Right, let me head here, window capture. There we go. Right. Cool. There you go. So here are the strategies for today. We've got the, obviously this is Hamilton's strategy, and this is what I think will be Max's strategy as well. Max could alternatively go for this, but I think it's more likely to go for this one. So we've got the quickest being the lap 19 to lap 26 for the medium runners, all the way to the end on hard tyres. So obviously that's Yuki Tsunoda, Hamilton, I think Bottas as well. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 others in there, but I remember Yuki getting through to Q2, through out of Q2 on medium tyres, which is honestly brilliant, really good, really well done. So lap 13 to 20 for the soft runners, that's what Pirelli are predicting. And then if they pit, let's say around lap 12 to 14, then they might be going for a 2-stop. There's your rough guide. If it's about lap 10 to 14 or so, they're going to be 2-stopping. Based on this information. Then we've got the alternative strategy that I can't see being particularly fast. So this is basically if all the teams realise the tyre deg's a lot higher than they anticipated, they'll go for that one. Do you think Max's nerves will play a big part of who wins? Potentially, but I don't know. He seems pretty calm at the moment. I don't think it's going to be a mistake or anything. How has it done that? Why is it showing my screen now? Don't do that. There we go. I don't even know how it's done that. Right, there we go. Right. So. I can't see knees expanding. I had it on the... Did I boot up the right one? Hang on, might have booted it up on the wrong one, actually. Let me... How's it done that? I am so confused. That one. Yeah? That? Yeah, I can't expand it more than that, but that... Yeah, that is the right one. There we go. Okay, that was weird. I don't know why I did that. So yeah, there you go. So basically what it says, people who can't see it, lap 19 to lap 26 on the mediums, and then all the way to the end on the hards. Lap 13 to 20 on the softs, and then all the way to the end on the hards. 12 to 18 on the softs. Then you're going to go to lap 35 to 42 on the hards, and then go to the end on mediums. Which I can't see. I'll do soft, hard, soft in that situation, actually. That's a... I'm not sure about that one. But a lot of teams obviously won't have 2 fresh sets of softs left, so... And then lap 17 to 23 on medium, 36 to 43 on hard, and then to the end on the medium tyres. So, there you go. There's your strategies for the race, or so Pirelli see it. The pole is 50-50 at the moment. Between Verstappen and Hamilton, we are 50-50 on the pole. Which I think sums up the season fantastically well. I can't see Red Bull doing 2-stop. No, neither can I. Neither can I, Moo Bloom. Honestly, I see this being a 1-stop race for the top 2. Maybe someone in the midfield might give the 2-stop a go if they pit a little bit earlier. Expect it to be a 2-stop. But, look, for the most part, I'd be surprised if we see many 2-stops out there today. Who do I feel... why do I feel like Hamilton just didn't want the pole? No, I'm in that exact same boat. It didn't look like a lap where he was really pushing the limit. It looked pretty cautious, no real mistakes. Just ensure you get P2. Because I think, right, so I know a lot more people have joined us since I last said it. The way I see this race going is we're going to have a... Hang on, I've just realised I have monetization off. This whole time I'm not making money. Jeez, come on, guys. Yeah, so basically, the way I see this race going is Verstappen gets away well off the line, ahead of Hamilton. I think Lewis might get jumped by Perez or Lando, but he should have him back pretty quickly. He should be quicker than both of those if that does happen. And then he's going to pit a little bit later than Max does, because Max is on those soft tyres. He's going to pit between 6 and 10 laps later than Max, I think. I think roughly in that 6 to 12 maybe in that region. He's going to be on a lot fresher tyres at the end. He's going to be chasing down a struggling Max on hard tyres. And it's going to come down to the last couple of laps having to make the move. And then I see them crashing out if it comes to that. I just simply don't see a way they do not crash out if they're at the end of the race battling each other. I just don't see a way they don't. So, hopefully Lando sticks in P3 and can pick up a win. Right. What was this as well? Perez is behind him though. Yeah, absolutely. Why do you think Ham's strategy is better? Well, because he's going to be on those medium tyres and go to the hards. Basically, at all points in the race past about lap 5, he should theoretically be on quicker tyres. So, obviously, Verstappen's got the advantage early on, and it depends how much of a gap he can build on soft tyres, really. That's what the race is going to come down to an extent. What engine issue for Hamilton? So, because of reliability concerns, Mercedes are having to run the engine in a lower mode just to ensure they actually get to the end of the race. So maybe don't expect that electric pace that we saw in Brazil, but I don't know. I'm really excited for this race. Genuinely so excited. Obviously, well, Verstappen will do what Verstappen does. I just don't want a race to be decided by stewards. No, I don't particularly either. I mean, it'd be great for the channel because we can cover it afterwards, but I don't want to see it. I really, genuinely want it decided on track. We saw Max at his breaking point in Jeddah. I can't see him losing it when the championship is on. Oh, I can see him losing it when the championship is on the line. Well, potentially. I honestly, if they're racing at the end with like 5 laps to go, and Lewis is trying to overtake Max round the outside, or so, I just don't see a way they don't crash. I literally there's no way they don't crash in that situation. So Lewis didn't want pole. No, I don't think he particularly did, to be honest. How do we know about Hamilton's engine problem? So if you look at the engine maps or the actual graph showing the straight line speed, you can see that the Red Bulls are right up there. And apparently as well there were, I've seen some people say it as well from the paddock, just saying there's some concerns about it. So I'm just praying so hard that they don't crash every sheet. I hope they don't, but look, like I say, I don't see them not crashing. I can't see it. Max will crash into Hamilton if he thinks he will overtake him. Yeah, I completely agree with that, and I'm going to be brutally honest here. I think I'd do the same thing in that situation as well. Look, if you've been fighting all season for a championship, and the person you're fighting against is about to overtake you around the outside somewhere, you're going to take them out. Everyone would do that, and then you just have to pray that you don't get a points deduction. So if you could do it in a clean way that makes it look like, make it a bit more 50-50, then he probably won't get a points deduction and could well get away with it. So look, in that situation, I don't even blame him for doing it at all. If it comes down to, obviously a lot of fans will be very annoyed, but I don't think you could really blame them. What was he as well? Moobloom, how many sets of new softs does Max have? I know he's used up his mediums. Yeah, of course. So he's got 1 fresh set of mediums left that's on his car at the moment. I assume he has. I think about one or 2 sets of softs left, I think. But again, I don't see a situation where he really uses them unless he does medium, soft, soft, or soft, medium, soft, sorry. Checo uses red tires, yeah. He won't take him out, FIA already said to take points. Yeah, I know, but what would you rather... Yeah, no, I completely understand with that. But you have the situation where your championship rival's about to overtake you on fresher tyres. You're going to lose the championship anyway, so do you do it in a way that can maybe, if the stewards decide it's not completely your fault, not result in a points deduction, or do you just let him overtake you and you lose the championship? That's what I don't see a way they don't crash, because that will be the logic they're using. And I would as well, so no blame at all. What's to do with Hamilton having an engine issue? So apparently, because of the high wear on the engine, they just want to make sure that they can actually make it to the end of this race. So they've just they haven't got the engine in the party mode that, let's say, we saw in Brazil or even in Jeddah. It was very quick in Jeddah down the straight. So yeah, that's that. If Max gets disqualified from the season like in '97, does that mean George gets a Spa win? No, they don't go through the previous results, I don't think, and disqualify you. It's not like how, let's say, it would work in the Olympics with gold medals or anything. At least I don't think so. I don't think that's how it works. I'll be very surprised if it does, because that could completely shake up the championship again. So I think it would literally just be Max's points total gets put to 0, and that's it. Nothing else changes. If they crash, I don't want to be the stewards. No, absolutely not, because any decision they make is going to be absolutely despised by half of the Formula 1 fans. So, yeah. Let's just hope for Malaysia 2016.2. Max won't crash. He will extend the track boundaries. If it were up to him, he would push Hamilton into the marina. Is it possible if they find out he did crash deliberately, they do an even harder penalty, resulting in some form of penalty next season? Look, race bans are absolutely possible on the table. If he does it intentionally and it's clearly intentional, like, yeah, he could very easily get race bans. Very easily. Which obviously doesn't help next year, so... It's a risky one. It's a risky one. But are you thinking of next year when you're in a championship battle? That's the question. I don't think he is. What's your thoughts about the impact of this year's development for next year's cars? Well, hopefully what happens is the Red Bull and Mercedes are a little bit slower, and we get five teams or so absolutely up there who are in contention for regular podiums. And you know, in an ideal world, we have a good 5 or 6 teams that are near enough even. That would be that's the ideal situation for F1 going forwards. I don't see it, unfortunately, but fingers crossed that it does happen. But in all honesty, I see someone sort of running away with the championship. One team getting the regulations absolutely perfected. Yeah, just running off with it. How do they determine intentional? Because Max just goes in very late on the brakes. Well, yeah, exactly. You know, like when we're talking like intentional, or like race ban worthy stuff, we're talking literally like not braking for a corner or just lifting off the brakes when you're alongside and just driving into them, basically. So that's the sort of thing that would get you a race ban, something along those lines. But yeah, I think what will come down to if they do crash is the stewards deciding who's at fault and then deducting like 5 points from them or something like that. Or just enough so that the other one wins the championship, basically. Red Bull's potentially sacrificing 2022 for this year. Potentially, absolutely. And can you blame them necessarily? If they know they're in a really good chance to win a championship, do you want to sacrifice 1 year to ensure you get this one? That's the thought. But also, look, they've got Adrian Newey and a great team of aerodynamicists. They're going to make a good car anyway for next year. So maybe losing a 10th or 2 through the course of this season with all the development. So who knows? I think we'll have to wait and see. Because of course I will be covering all of pre-season testing live when we get to that point in the season. So make sure to not miss out on that, because I'm not sure how much coverage F1 are actually going to be giving us, especially for the first test in Barcelona. So make sure you subscribe for that and you don't miss out on any of the 2020, wow, that's a lot of 20s, 2022 season news. There we go. Did I see Valtteri's race suit? Yeah, I have the nice new blue suit. It looks really nice. I've got to say, it's a very nice touch. What are we seeing? This is their best chance to win because I think the Bulls are switching to low rake next year. Yeah, absolutely. So the next year's cars are going to suit low rake design a lot more, which hinders quite a lot of the grid. But look, Mercedes, Aston Martin, they've been working with very low rake cars. Well, especially Mercedes for a few years now. So they should be okay. They should be all right going forward. So they've sort of got more of an idea of how the car's going to handle and what to do with a low rake car and that whole philosophy. I would say Red Bull and Merc development have been similar this year, though those teams they have working on it are big and skilled. Oh right, okay, yes, those teams they have working on it are big and skilled enough to do it both together. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. RaceBeacon, is Honda leaving Red Bull for next year? Because I saw a post saying thank you, Honda. Yeah, so Honda are ending their involvement with Formula 1 after this race. This is their last race, potentially ever, in Formula 1. So, sad to see them go. I still haven't forgiven them for the McLaren years, but sad to see them go. But yeah, basically. And then we have, obviously, the engine freezes and stuff next year to ensure that Red Bull actually have an engine. I want Max next year to be like F1 game My Team career mode, where about 5 people from different teams are fighting for the track. Yes, Rishi, absolutely. That is, that's my fingers crossed. That's fingers crossed. Definitely want to see a Mercedes / Aston Martin battle for the title. That would be pretty cool as well. I know a lot of people want to see, especially Vettel, fighting back up at the front. A lot of people want to see that. Is that what Ferrari are testing in one of the practices? With those nets around the back? Yeah, absolutely. So they had all of the aero sensors on. They were probably very much testing 2022 parts. So, or at least testing some correlation data for the test in Abu Dhabi midweek. At RaceBeacon, then who is the engine supplier for Red Bull 2022? Tricky question. Basically, Red Bull. Yeah, it's a confusing one. At Reaper, it's my birthday today. What am I wishing for in this race? Happy birthday, Reaper. Happy birthday. I remember you saying that it was going to be. So yeah, hopefully you get a great birthday present here. I think it will. I think it'll be a treat. I don't think I can call it either way either. So, any update on the weather? Even a single degree delta makes a difference today. Well, I mean, we can look at the weather for Yas Marina. We're expecting it to be, for the race, looking at about, what time is it there? Hang on, I need to know the time difference between Abu Dhabi to UK. There we go. So they are 4 hours ahead. So if we look, race starts in just over an hour and a half or so. It's going to be about 24 degrees. So I'm not sure what that is compared to yesterday. But let's say same time tomorrow is a little bit hotter. So maybe it's a little bit cool for Abu Dhabi temperatures, potentially. Not very, though. We're talking a matter of degrees. Love from India. I can give live weather updates, lol. 53.40 right now. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shrey. Oh, what? Are you there? Loki kind of forgot that Russell's going to Mercedes next year after all the fest. Yeah, I know. It's been there's a lot going on, isn't there? There's a lot going on. Yesterday was 25 degrees. So yes, it's a little bit cooler, just a little bit. This year's cooler than last year. Who's replacing Mazepin? No one, unfortunately, John. We will have 19 cars in the race today. It would normally be Pietro Fittipaldi, but he can't race because he hasn't participated in any session during the course of this year so far. Hamilton engine issue. What does this mean? So basically, what's happening is because of reliability concerns with the wear on the Mercedes engine. Basically, Mercedes and with Hamilton's car and Bottas as well, they're going to be having to run lower engine modes during the race just to ensure that they actually make it to the end. Because the last thing they want is a retirement, obviously, because that absolutely ensures that you are not going to be winning the championship. Okay, thanks. No spinning, Sag. Unless Max completely butchers his start at turn 1 wipeout, will be unlikely though, right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's literally going to take Max messing up his start, getting desperate into turn 1 for it to be, but, you know, it's a fun question I wanted to ask the chat. What do you see happening? Do you see a first lap wipeout? Do you see it later on in the race? For me, the way I see this race going, Verstappen gets away well. He's going to get a good start on those soft tyres. He's going to get a couple of seconds maybe on Lewis when he's still got the grip and the life in those tyres. As the race progresses, though, the tyres are going to drop off a little bit more quicker. Hamilton's going to start to close in. Max is going to come into the pits before he has to battle Lewis. He's going to go onto a set of hard tyres to the end, meaning he's going to have a slight undercut on Lewis in that sense. He's going to be able to build up a few second lead, I'd say. Definitely a few seconds. And then Hamilton is going to pit onto a fresher set of tyres and chase Max down at the end. I honestly can't see a way this doesn't go down to the last couple of laps. And I'm pretty excited for that as well. Very excited for that. And honestly, look, like I say again, if Lewis is going for a move, let's say around the outside of Max somewhere with a couple of laps to go, I don't see a way they don't crash. There's just no way that they don't crash there. Can't see it. We might see action after the first two straights. Yeah, absolutely. I also think as well there's a decent chance that someone like Lando or Perez could overtake Hamilton at the start, which would obviously hold him up a couple of seconds, but it won't be for too long. He will get past pretty quickly, I'd imagine. At RaceBeacon, yeah, I'm thinking a bit of a US Grand Prix final part of the race. Yeah, exactly. And I remember saying as well, after the US Grand Prix, basically, could you imagine if that was the season finale? Well, we very well could be in a situation where that is the season finale. And hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to overtake, because then we can have a bit more of a battle between them. So, Horner has always been talking about illegal wings. What's the likelihood of a protest? They actually asked Christian that during the press conference, the team boss's press conference. And he gave a weird answer to it. He neither said yes or no, which I think in that terms is a yes in Formula One. If you, I think a protest is definitely possible. They seem to have a pretty big dossier on that whole Mercedes wing, so it'll be interesting to see where that goes, if indeed it does go anywhere. Lando dive bomb on Max turn 1. Potentially. I think Max will take medium tyres first and go hard. Yeah, potentially. Look, like I say, look, there's many different strategies for this race. I'll bring back up the I'll bring this back up as well. So here you go. This is the expected strategy for today's race as well. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. So here's the expected strategies. We've got lap 19 to 26 for Hamilton, lap 13 to 20 for Max, or, well, more lap 12 to 20 for Max, depending on which strategy he wants to go for. And then, yeah, that basically. There's our strategies, pretty much. That's what we're expecting to happen during the course of this race. And it's also exciting, honestly. I've already got that pre-race when they're sitting on the grid feeling already, so I'm going to be a wreck when we actually get to lights out. But very much looking forward to it. Just saw someone tweeting as well. Can the race just start now? Yeah, absolutely. I wish. I speak quite a lot about race. What is the relation between Aston Martin and Red Bull? None at the moment. Used to obviously be the title sponsor for Red Bull, but now obviously they have their own team. London. Oh yeah, Red Bull. I mean. If it means if we win, no. If we lose, yes. Red Bull will protest if they lose the championship. Yeah, potentially. Yeah. Who do you think will win? Yeah, basically, you know, any form of protest in this situation is going to cost both of the teams a lot of money, because it will very likely go to the courts to decide. So, because obviously Mercedes will probably end up appealing it, so it could go to the International Court of Appeals. So, you know, they don't really want to get into that, because it's yeah, that could become very expensive for both sides. If yeah, I think it's a route that both of them would quite like to avoid. I remember a lot of people saying in the Austin Grand Prix that if it was a few more laps, Lewis would have overtaken Max. Yeah, I think so as well, probably. He'd just about got within DRS with the help of a certain Mick. So, yeah, interesting. I think it's weird Red Bull would protest if they lose. If they have something, then protest it. Yeah. But, yeah, like I said, OJ, it's going to end up being expensive if they protest it. So, I think they'd rather see the outcome. If they win, just be happy with it. Just go along with it. What do they mean by protest? So so Lando with that. There's talk about the wing on the Mercedes not being perfectly legal, according to Red Bull. No real evidence either way to back that up or disprove it. So obviously that's the information that they have. So it'd be a protest in the sense of, hey, their car's illegal, disqualify them from the championship. When they're going on the grid, I literally can't breathe. Yeah. Same thing, Alfred. If it's a crash, will the result be later today or when? That's a really good question, and I don't know because there's not a lot of precedent for it. It's either going to be one of those things where the stewards take days to be absolutely 100% certain, or they're going to look at it and go, no, look, we need a champion right now. We need one now. And they just get it out of the way. They look at it, go, yeah, you know what, this one's more at fault. Give him a points deduction. Done. But that will likely get protested as well. So Look, if there's a crash, I can't see it not going on for definitely a few days at least. Or we have a US style, oh, it was robbed from us sort of thing from whichever side loses. So, how many safety cars today or red flags? I can only see really like one safety car today. I don't think it's going to be the most chaotic race in the world. We don't tend to get a lot of safety cars here. Sort of about 50% chance or so. And a red flag, I'd be very surprised. It would take a Tech Pro barrier being broken somewhere for that to happen, I think. Honestly, so crying about Mercedes wings, they should fix their flappy ones. Yeah, that's a big issue for them. That wing. They've really struggled with that rear wing this year. I think they've done their best to try to fix it, but like I say, that's probably been their biggest issue this year is that rear wing. Who am I rooting for today? I don't, not really either of them. I guess I'd lean in Hamilton's direction because, like, British and also, you know, like, my dad supports him. So, you know, I want him to be happy, you know. But yeah, I'd lean that way. But look, if it comes down to it, I don't care either way. If Lando's in third and they're first and second, I'm more than happy for both of them to crash out. Max wins the title and Lando wins. I'd rather a Lando win than anything else. So, like I said, I'm completely unbiased until Lando does well. For a red flag to be pulled out of this track, you need to be in the marina. Yeah, literally the only way I can see a red flag is if it's a Tech Pro barrier being pierced somewhere. Please make the race at least 100 laps. We don't want to end this rival. I don't know they had points like that, lol. There can be a safety car. Track is more fast flowing. Yeah, you know, there can be a safety car. I think maybe there will be a safety car, but there's statistically about a 50% chance for it. And there definitely was in the Formula 2 races, so... There definitely was in the Formula 2 races, if any of you watched them. Anyone remember the 2020... God's sake, I keep saying 20... The 2010 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Thoughts on Bottas and Checo's approach today. Both of them are going to do everything in their power to overtake, obviously, Max and Lewis. And try to hold the other one up. But I don't think they will. I don't think either of them are really going to be able to get too involved in this race, to be honest. Are you doing after race show? Yeah, absolutely, Deathslav. We will be covering the post-race stuff, especially if there's anything going on with the stewards or anything. Look, if this goes down to the stewards, I'm going to be streaming probably for about 5 hours post-race. Like, we will cover it until something, you know, is decided. Morgan in the chat saying, good morning, Morgan. You just about got us in the morning. What about the Lewis engine? It's in the video. Yes, so basically what the issue seemingly is with the Hamilton engine is because of the higher wear, Mercedes just want to ensure that they're actually going to be able to make it to the end of the race. So supposedly they are, this is not 100% true or like 100% proven, but the rumour is they are actually going to be running a lower engine mode like they were in qualifying. Just to ensure that they make it to the end of the race. So basically there's more performance in that Mercedes engine that they are not using. Through the fear of it going up. I woke up literally 30 minutes ago. Nice one, Morgan. Nice one. You timed it well, to be fair. You woke up just for the pre-show stuff, so not too bad. I have to say the reason why so many people locked up in one of those first turns. No, it's weird, isn't it? It's just obviously the setups everyone's using, because obviously the setups have changed slightly, because you've got a much lower downforce setup now than in previous years. So I guess that's just affecting the balance a little bit. Tyre strategy, will tack temp dropping quicker? Will this help the soft compounds? Well, yes. The lower the track temperature, the less tyre wear, the more it helps the soft tyres, especially with things like safety cars as well. If Hammer's behind with 10 laps to go, maybe they turn the engine up. They can't do that. There was new regulations put in place, so you have fixed engine modes, which I don't think I like. I don't think I like that. What time is it where you are? Literally 11 PM here in Australia. For me, I'm in the UK, so it is 10 minutes to midday. How is it that the Merc suffers so badly from reliability and engine stamina compared to the Honda? There's a lot going on there, and I think it would take a lot more to cover than this stream can. But basically, it's just the way that the engine is set up. It just increases the wear pretty much. That's I think that's the best I can put it without having a half-hour ramble about it. Basically, the way the components all work together just increases the wear pretty much. Who has more chance to win Constructors now that Bottas is in P6? Honestly, I still stand by. I think that Mercedes have the constructors as good as hooked up at the moment. It's going to take a Hamilton retirement and Perez beating Bottas as well for that to change. I'd be surprised if it changes too much. There we go, guys. Do you reckon we can make it to 1.4k before the start of the race on subs? Do you reckon we can do that? Because my goal, cause we started this whole like YouTube live streaming all the races thing literally just a month ago. We went from, what was it, a month ago we were on 160 subscribers, now 1,386. So my goal for the end of this year, by the end of this weekend, by the end of today, my fingers crossed is 1,500 if we can hit that. That would be the coolest thing ever. Merck needs 17 points to win the championship. Yeah, exactly. They've got a pretty good lead. Pretty safe lead. They should do well. Should be safe. Only if you do the music. Yes, Lindley. Yes, Lindley. Easy. Thank you, Morgan. Mazepin is not racing today. No, unfortunately, Mazepin is not racing today because he tested positive for COVID this morning. And Pietro Fittipaldi cannot race as he has not taken part in any sessions so far this year. Lando saying I'm subbed. Thank you so much, Lando. Thank you. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. I'm so excited for this race, genuinely. Lowell Classic Red Bull. Why do you have Hamilton's engine issue in the title? So, yes, like I say, the issue is that the engine wear. Sorry, tyre wear. What am I about? The engine wear on the Mercedes is such a big issue that effectively what's happening is Mercedes are having to turn the engine down from peak performance, basically, or what they'd ideally want coming into this race, just to ensure they actually make it to the end. Monkey Climber saying I'm subscribed. Thank you so much, Monkey Climber. Thank you so much. Imagine if Hamilton got COVID and couldn't race. Yeah, exactly. I thought that this morning. I was like, well, hang on. If Mazepin's got it, it could have so easily been either Max or Lewis. So easily. Can you imagine the absolute scenes if that happened? Both of them would turn up going, it's okay, I'll race in a mask. It's fine. But yeah. Will UK announce a holiday if he breaks Schumi's records? You know, that's nice. I'll take an extra holiday. Always take an extra holiday. Breaking news, Bert Mylander is sad that he might not get to drive today since Mazepin is not racing. Yeah, no, but it's a fresh engine. Yes, it is a fresh engine, but they literally just want to ensure that because of the wear, they're going to have to turn the engine down and just play it safe. They absolutely have to do that from their point of view. Wait, where's that news that Merck's reduced power? I can't remember. I read it from about 4 different sources last night. I'll try to find it. I'm not going to spend too long on this, but I will try to find it. Right. So yeah, obviously Bottas does have engine issues as well. Yeah. One second, I'm trying to find. So I found a couple of tweets talking about it. Here we go. I think this was it. Quali telemetry. Mercedes changed PU modes before quali, approaching the finale in a cautious way. Maybe this will pay off, but Red Bull are on pole now. Right, I'll bring this up on my screen actually for you guys. This is where I saw it because I followed this account. Right, let me bring it up for you again. There you go. So Mercedes changed PU modes before quali, approaching the finale in a cautious way. Maybe this will pay off, but Red Bull are on pole now. Ham would have gains in Sector 1 and Sector 2 with the aggressive PU settings, while Sector 3 is the Red Bull territory. Absolutely it is. So there you go. Look, you can just see at the ends of the straights here, normally where you'd be expecting Mercedes to come off really strong, you're getting even some clippings in some places. So yeah, interesting. It just gets at stage. Obviously, they're pretty even on the exit of the corners, but then when we reach the high speeds where the engine modes really make a difference, you can just see Verstappen slightly quicker down the straight. So, yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. You can see on all the straights there, slightly less aggressive. And if we see a Honda engine blow out today, then it'll clearly prove that it's worked. So. Lola should have given us a new engine, 3 laps, and here's P2. Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised they didn't, because they know what the pace of that new engine can be. Merck probably playing mind games. Is Max's car going to be the same like it was in qualifying? Yeah, basically, it's all park firmware conditions, and they can't change engine modes. So that's state of play coming into the race. Manhampton has a lot to win from places where he should not win. Both taking Max will be huge and mostly a dirty challenge. It's going to be hard. Like I say, I don't see a way where if they're battling on track at the end, Lewis on fresher tyres, he's overtaking Max. I cannot see a way they don't crash. I just think it's not going to... Like, they can't not crash. I don't see it at all. Is a 100 engine blowout possible? Well, yeah, potentially. That Honda's been really reliable this year. But if Red Bull try to run it in higher modes to ensure they win the championship, it could go wrong. But look, I think both teams are only going to, put the engine as powerful as they know is going to work. And they're not going to make a massive risk with it. Maybe an element of risk and trade-off, but Hamilton trying to overtake Max is just like me trying to overtake Mario. If Hamilton wins, I will probably scream. Monkey Climber, I think I know who you're rooting for. I think Lando will overtake only if he can overtake both cars. At least that's his words. He definitely isn't Ocon, but imagine Lando P1 and Max Lewis P2 and P3. Yeah, imagine the scenes. Absolutely. And like I say to everyone, I'm going to be completely unbiased until Lando does well on these streams. So imagine Max and Lewis crash into the first corner and Lando just cruises to win. That would make me very happy indeed. But yeah, as well, look, if Max and Lewis crash, there's a very high likelihood, let's say, that I'm going to be covering post-race for about 6 hours, because I don't think it's going to be a quick decision at all. I'd be really surprised if this is a quick decision. The losing side will also appeal it. Whether that right to appeal is upheld or not, who knows? But there's a high likelihood that this championship could basically be decided in a week's time if something goes horribly wrong. So, obviously, FIA don't want that, stewards don't want that, but if you've got a situation where it was maybe a little bit 50-50 with a crash, and they've got to try to decide who was most at fault and give a penalty, i.e. points deduction, it could go on for some time. Can't see Lando taking both Max and Hamilton. No, neither can I, to be honest. Maybe Hamilton because he'll get a better start on the softs. Yeah, I think Samantha's pretty much got it spot on there. Well, if it's something obvious, then it might be a quick decision. But if Max runs him off, then not. Yeah, exactly. I can see. Yeah, obviously, if Max just releases the brakes, or Lewis just releases the brakes and crashes into the other one, then it's gonna be a pretty quick, simple decision. But if it's, let's say, 60-40 on the face of it, then they're going to give it some time to make sure they get the decision right. Because, as I've said all season, we are talking tens to hundreds of millions of pounds here. So, yeah. Max don't want Lando to be in front. It'll probably damage his size. Yeah, absolutely. But Max doesn't want to be following any cars at all. Subscribe. Oh, thank you, Oncar. Thank you. Thank you so much. Means the world. Because the goal today is to try to hit 1,500 subs. That's the goal today. And if we could do that, that would be absolutely mega. We're in the course of a month, we've gone from about 160. We started to streaming, and we're, like I say, nearly up to 1.4k. So, honestly, guys, it means the absolute world to every single one of you who are subscribed. Even if you don't watch a video again, it just makes me happy when the number goes up. Right, what else are we seeing? So, Perez crashes, potentially. What if they don't crash, but Max keeps on running him off? Yeah, that's a great question as well. It'll be time penalties, I imagine, if he does keep running him off. Don't want a judge in a court to decide. No, absolutely not. Because if it goes down to, I could genuinely see it going to the International Court of Appeals. So, yeah, that could take some time and a lot of money, and that's why I don't think it's going to. I don't know really. That's why I'm not sure about the Red Bull protest. So Red Bull have potentially two things to protest. If it's a Max Hamilton crash, they can protest that. Obviously, if the stewards deem it Max's fault, if that even happens, there's a high likelihood that there won't even be a crash. So, but yeah, then they also do have, if they lose the championship, they do have potential protest of the Mercedes car as well. At which point, if we hear that news, I will immediately be going live and covering all of it. So there you go. Like I say, the coverage does not stop today. Any breaking news, we'll keep on doing the midweek shows on Wednesdays as well, all through pre-season, all through the winter, off-season, and then we're going to be covering all of pre-season testing as well. So make sure you don't miss out on that. Make sure you don't miss out. We're so close to 1.4k as well, so if any of you happen to be watching that aren't subscribed, then that would be pretty cool. Hamilton engine issue, what happened? So, basically, for people who are just joining, the issue is that because of the higher wear on the Mercedes engine, Bottas has already reaped the repercussions of this today, yesterday, by having to go a little bit more slow in qualifying, pretty much. He didn't hook up his lap, but, you know, some time was definitely lost by running at lower engine modes. And if we go back to this screen, let me bring it back up for you. There you go. We can see that Mercedes are absolutely running lower engine modes at this point, as we see from the Hot Lap Mode Twitter account. These are great to follow, by the way. They have all of this sort of telemetry, so... Mercedes changed PU modes before quali, approaching the finale in a cautious way. Maybe this will pay off, but Red Bull are on pole now. So normally what you'd expect is Hamilton to be gaining in all of these parts of the track. The ends of the straight, you'd expect him to be gaining. But you can see here, pretty clear Verstappen advantages. You've got +1 there, +3, 3 minimum speed as well. So Verstappen's normally quicker through the corners anyway. And you can see Sector 3, strong Verstappen territory through all of these corners. Obviously Hamilton's slightly up in a couple, but yeah, pretty strong Red Bull territory there. But the straights is normally where you'd expect Mercedes to do so well. But look at that, it just completely... It just plateaus at the end, whereas Max's continues to rise. And yeah, that'll be interesting going into the race for sure. Obviously, Rishi's saying, I have a feeling Max is going to have a disaster in the start. Well, potentially. There's 50-50 chance there'll be a crash. Yeah, I think Monkey's pretty spot on there as well. Make me the judge. I'm very unbiased. # Team Hamilton. Yes, completely unbiased. Yes. Your voice is great. You ought to be a commentator. Subscribed and like bro. Cheers. Thank you, Gesh. Well, actually, that leads on to a really good point. I am a commentator, sort of. Well, I'm a F1 esports commentator. Not like the official esports, but do like the top Xbox leagues. So, yeah, you'll hear me definitely talk about those more. I hope, and I do have a commentary video up as well. Actually, if you scroll back down the channel, there's actually plenty of commentary videos. So. I'm never going to delete them either. All the old videos are just going to stay there. They're never going. Also, yes, Yugesh, thank you so much for subscribed and liked. Thank you so much. Forgot to actually thank you for that part. I hope Hamilton wins, says Monkey. RaceBeacon saying equal budget for all teams in 2022. If yes, what is the amount? Yes, so there is a budget cap for this year already. And then also next year as well and going forwards. I do not know what that budget is, but however, there are quite a few teams that can't run at that budget, so it is very high. Basically, for some people, it is actually above the budget. I have a feeling Bottas is not going to finish in P10. How old is Max's engine? Max's engine is quite old. It's done a good, 6-7 races now, so them running it in a slightly higher mode could be a risk, but the Honda engine so far this year has proven pretty reliable, so... I don't know. Hey guys, also as well, who wants to be the 1,400th subscriber? That's the big question here. Who wants to be the cool subscriber? Here we go. I like seeing it. I like seeing it when it goes up. It makes me happy. But yeah. What else have we got? So 145 this year and 140 next year. Ah yes, okay, yeah. So obviously that's in $1 million. Budget cap is €132 million, I think. Right here, yes. Who do you think is going to win? Who do I think? Oh, that's a tough one. Honestly, I'm going to say it's 50-50, but I'd lean... Okay, maybe about 55-45. I'm going to lean slightly towards Hamilton because he does have the better strategy starting on the mediums. It basically means at all point in the race past about lap 5, he should theoretically be on quicker tyres. Obviously, as well, the crossover period... when Verstappen eventually pits earlier as well. Looks like top speed is such a big difference on the telemetry you showed. Geez, yeah, it did seem to be, and I don't know. I don't think Mercedes were going for pole. I know that seems really weird to say in a championship shootout, but I don't think they were. Max's engine is about 8 races old. Yes, it's 7-8 races or so. Subscribe, thank you, Rodrigue. Thank you. Look at that. Let's go, guys. Okay, so since I don't know which one was 1,400th, everyone who subscribed ever is automatically really cool. So there you go. Yeah, the goal for today is to try to end that at 1.5. That's like my ultimate goal for today. So hopefully something pretty exciting happens. And we get some steward stuff, and I can go live. Try to get up into like 1K viewers again. That should hopefully do it. Hopefully do it. Hey, I'm cool. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, Mao. You're cool. Lawrence Scotch is saying nice. Can Red Bull manage all on their own about 120-22? Yeah, they should be able to. It's pretty much there's the engine freeze, so they shouldn't really lose out from it. My mum told me I'd be nothing. No, you're cool. You're cool. Maybe it's like that time Bottas gave up pole in Sochi because he said it's better to have the line in second. Well, yeah, potentially. You know, I think as well, after Q2, Mercedes knew that Verstappen was going to be, you know, starting on softer tyres, probably have, you know, diving up the inside somewhere, getting a better start, and that could very easily result in a Senna-Prost-esque crash at the start. So I think they maybe wanted to avoid that, and they're also just a little bit happier being second. Just sort of follow, and then try to get the move done at the end of the race. I think that's what they're going for today. Who has a better strat option and windows for you? I'd say better strategy was almost certainly going to be Hamilton. But if Red Bull play their cards right, pit at the right time, then they can still make the most of it. Surely Kimi should get driver of the day. Yeah, absolutely. It is hashtag Kimi for driver of the day today. I have not voted for driver of the day once this season, but I absolutely will be, and for Kimi. I did see a brilliant point though. Someone did say, well, actually, Kimi, you know, it'd annoy him to have to do an interview at the end of the race, but Antonio Giovinazzi, it would mean the absolute world to him. And I'm like, yeah, you've got a good point. But Kimi's Kimi, so, you know. But I do see where they're coming from on that as well. If Lando wins, I'll cry. Yeah, I agree with you, Hannes. I'm all over that. Max has the best strategy. Run Hamilton off. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that when I started reading that sentence. Can we compare this rivalry to Prost Senna one? I mean, it's not far off, is it? To be fair. Like, this is one of those things you're going to look back on in years and years' time and go, wow, that was those two drivers. You know, it's not far off. So we're just over 50 minutes away from lights out, and I am properly excited for this one. Properly excited. Could two-stop work? Isn't it supposed to be easier to overtake? Yes, it is, but there's still a very real risk that you could end up stuck behind a car in front of you and lose out because of that, so depends. Lando got a hold off Perez? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think it's going to be difficult to do, because Perez absolutely should have some decent pace. I don't think you can really compare this championship fight with others. No, not really. It's quite a difficult one. It's crazy, this championship fight. It's mental. I'm going to get off 50 minutes before race start. 30. Yeah, that's all right, Shrey, because I'm going to be ending the stream 30 minutes before race start. Because I appreciate the people. You know, I hand over to the professionals at that point, basically. Oh yeah, got to change road to 4K. Yeah. 1 to 4K. Yeah, here we go. Road to 1.5K. Let's go. That's officially the goal now. That's like the ultimate goal today. I really genuinely hope we can get that. McLaren will play by the rules of Mercedes. Potentially. You know, there's probably been some background talk about it, saying, look, don't hold us up, don't, you know, crash with us or anything. You know, just if you slow us down, you can pay more for your engine next year. Basically, a bit of blackmail. I think Merc has constructors wrapped up. Can only lose it if they crash or something. Yeah, I'm 100% in that boat. I don't see a way Mercedes don't win the championship now. Constructors, but the drivers is where it all is. But why does Merc have lower engine and McLaren and other teams with Merc engine not? Yeah, no, that's a great point. That's a really good point. I think because the other guys aren't fighting for a championship. That's your answer, basically. A DNF today is going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars. So, obviously for Hamilton and Verstappen. So, Mercedes just playing it cautious. Make sure they get to the end, because to finish first you must finish, as the saying goes. In years, we'll look back at this race and we'll think that was a dramatic season. I think we absolutely will. You know, when you're living in it, it's quite hard to sort of appreciate it fully. But look, most people are going to look back on this in years' time, and whether their driver wins or not, go, wow, that was a really good fight. Really, really dramatic. It goes down to the last race for the first time in nearly over 4 decades. Let's say if you're 20 now, statistically, the next time this happens, you're going to be like 60. So, you know, make the most of it. Absolutely make the most of it. Forgot about years. Netflix has content on steroids for season 4. They absolutely do. Drive to Survive is going to be crazy this year as well. And look, this is the best thing that can happen for the sport. The sport's become more mainstream in the last couple of years, and this only helps. You know, I turned on the news last night, and one of the leading features, apart from, you know, a bunch of politics going on, is Hamilton and Verstappen fighting for the championship. So it's great for the sport. It's brilliant for the sport. Absolutely. Didn't Max not do anything for Netflix this year? Yeah, Max has not wanted to do much for Netflix this year. Who do I think deserves the title? I would go with whoever wins this race. Because you could say Max deserves to have more points than he does because he's had bad luck this year. But equally, Hamilton's fought back from a position where it looked almost hopeless. So honestly, whoever wins today deserves the championship most. It's a boring answer, but I genuinely believe that. Drive to Survive would be incredible for people who don't watch F1. Yeah, absolutely, and it already is. You know, a lot of people watch Drive to Survive and not Formula 1. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Can you update me on that Hamilton issue thing? Yes, I can. I'll bring the telemetry back up on the screen. So there you go. Basically, what's happening is because of the increased engine wear on the Mercedes engines that we've seen this season, Mercedes, obviously, this engine's got a few races in. They ran it pretty high in Brazil and Jeddah. So I think what they're doing is being a little bit more cautious. So according to this as well, they're saying, this is sort of summing it up, Mercedes changed the PU modes before quali, approaching the finale in a cautious way. Maybe this will pay off, but Red Bull are on pole now. So normally what you'd expect to see is Hamilton in sector 1 and 2. So all the way to about here-ish. You'd see, normally this would be the other way round. And Mercedes be gaining at the end of the straight. But here we've got Verstappen +3, +1, +4 and +7 on the approach to turn 9. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting because, look, they've turned the engine down. Also, they're running higher downforce, so they've turned the engine down. It is one of those two, and it seems to be the engine. Because that drop-off is happening a lot sooner as well, so. But yeah, there's the telemetry. That's basically the issue that Hamilton's got to face today, is he's going to need DRS to, you know, make a move, basically. He's not going to be able to breeze past like normal. Or like in the last couple of races, at least. It's going to be a little bit more challenging. But that should hopefully make the title fight a little bit better. What do you think about the chances of Piastri, Piastri. Sorry, I just thought you mistyped that. No, it was a joke. Fair enough. Piastri's chances for 22. Like if someone does really bad, say Yuki or Alonso suddenly leaves. Yeah, if Alonso suddenly leaves, Oscar will absolutely get that seat. It's a real shame that Guan Yu Zhou is getting a seat over Oscar. Yeah, that's a real shame. You have a rookie who's won 3 championships on the bounce, or a driver who lost to the rookie this year, and also had 2 years more experience in that discipline as well, and still lost. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. I really feel sorry for Oscar. Really, genuinely do. Also, this is a good time to plug the Discord. So if you want to go into the top of the description, if you click the link for the Discord, you can join the RaceBeacon Discord community. It's absolutely brilliant. We've got some great people in there, and some good race discussion as well. It's also, we do have, let's say you can't access the Formula 1 race, there are people in there who may or may not be streaming the race as well. So if anyone misses it out and they need to stream. Right, can we also just go back to the Hamilton Verstappen poll? We've had 500 votes and it's 50-50. Which I think sums up the season perfectly, actually. 50-50 in the poll for who's going to be champion. That's crazy. Max can be slower in the end because of his tyre degradation. Yeah, absolutely. So the way I see this race going, Verstappen is going to get away well. He's going to have a couple of second lead over Lewis. Once we get to, let's say, lap 6 to 10, Lewis is going to start closing back in as those softs begin to wear. And then what we're going to see as well is Verstappen coming into the pit lane for a few laps. He's going to be quicker onto a set of hard tyres, I imagine. They're going to go for the one stop, so a set of hard tyres to the end. A few laps later, we're going to see Hamilton coming into the pits. Let's say between 6 and 10 laps later. He's going to have a pace advantage all the way to the end. I think with a couple of laps to go, he's going to catch Max. And then they may crash. They may well crash. Who knows? In which case, I'll be going live and you can see all of the discussion and analysis of said crash. And maybe any stewards' outcomes as well. Assuming they're sufficiently worried about reliability, yeah, exactly. Lewis has bought them so much, so I'd assume they take every risk possible to get him the win. Drivers versus constructors priorities. I think they pretty much, to be honest, Liam, have the constructors nailed on. They want to win the drivers, though. They absolutely do. Of course they do, that goes without saying. But yeah, they absolutely need to win the drivers' championship. There's so much money in it. Was there no investigation on Hamilton impeding Mazepin? No, it was deemed no investigation necessary, and to be honest, I sort of agreed with it because it was quite different to what happened in in Jeddah, it was a lot less dangerous. He could see the car a lot easier and had time to react to it. So I think that was if it was in qualifying, he would have got a penalty. But normally in practice sessions, you don't normally see reprimands anyway. It was only really one in Jeddah because it was so dangerous what happened. If it's qualifying, though, it's a slam dunk penalty, yeah. How I am seeing this race, Max drives away, then Max pit, Bottas crashes and Lewis comes in front. Oh yeah, of course. The old well-timed safety car. The Alonso strategy. Potentially. Again, I can see that happening as well. Was it when Ham exited the pit lane? Yes, it was, yeah. Yeah. And also, I think Hamilton had a bit of a defence as well because he was off the track. It just obviously put Mazepin off quite a lot. Either they win together or don't win at all. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Win-win situation, everyone happy. Crashgate 2021, absolutely. You know what, we need a new Crashgate. How long is it? Well, I was about to say how long has it been? Well, 2008, that was the answer, but we need a new Crashgate. And to be honest, Lewis was out of the track with the whole car. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, yeah. It would have been investigated, absolutely, if it was a qualifying session, but since it wasn't quali, then it's fine. Safety car could be decided if Max... Yeah, potentially. Lewis is running longer, so there's the chance of him, as he's a driver running longer, a well-timed safety car or red flag comes out, and he can change his tyres and go on and breeze the race, potentially. So I don't think I could do a red flag, though. That would actually break me. I can't do a red flag. Like, you know the red flag restarts. Can't do that. In before Norris takes out Hamilton or Verstappen. Yeah, locks up into turn 1 and wipes out Lewis or Max. Yeah, that would be something. That would be something. Hopefully, though, Lando wins the race. So, I hope not. In case of an early safety car, would it be better to pit or stay out? You'd want to stay out if that. Well, oh, that's a hard one. I don't think if it's a lap 1 safety car, you might. I think they'd stay out. Maybe Max might go for medium hard. No, I don't think he will. I think they'd stay out if it's an early safety car. That would be some Twitch stream. 10, 13, 14 will have a high potential of a red flag crash. Yeah, so basically, the way I see a red flag happening is if there's a Tech Pro pissed somewhere. That's the only way I really see a red flag. Or if there's a lot of debris scattered all over the track on Racing Line, let's say. That's the only way I really see a red flag happening here. Lando P1, Lewis P9, Max P10 with fastest lap. Happy days. I hope Lando wipes out Lewis and Max in turn 1. All of it over with. Max doesn't have any more sets of mediums, right? No, he's got the mediums. So yeah, he has one more set of mediums, I believe. He should have one more set. Obviously, he's starting on a set of softs. Then probably go medium... or soft. So he might go soft, medium, soft, or he'll go soft, hard. That would be my prediction. Stewards this year were bad. Yeah, they absolutely were. And who's to say we don't get a final dose of them at the end of this race? So I'm happy if it keeps going a little bit longer. You know, it annoys me when it goes on a really long time, but I will be streaming all of it. So I'll keep you guys up to date with all of the news. Max doesn't have a new set of mediums. Oh, no, he does not. No, he won't have a new set, but he'll have a scrub set that's still pretty still pretty fresh. But yeah, no, it won't be a fresh set. They always scrub the sets anyway, so most of the time in a race when they put on new tyres, they've done a couple of laps. Yeah, he has a used set and a flat spot set. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think Max has any new mediums. No, he does have any. Yeah, sorry, I think I said new mediums, but I meant like relatively new. I don't even know why. I don't listen to what I say, to be honest. So. I hope Lewis wins. In the race sims on Friday, Max was more than second faster than the Mercs. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I'll be very surprised if that's legitimate pace. I think Lewis will say my tyres are gone, Bono, and Max will come in and Lewis will turn on light speed. Yeah. So what should be the pit stop strategy for Red Bull? Right, well, let's bring up this graphic again, shall we? We've got the Pirelli data here, so this is what they're expecting the pit strategy to be. We have lap 19 to 26 for Lewis Hamilton to pit onto a set of hards to the end, or hards then mediums again. They're the two strategies that he could go for. Strategies that Max can go for are here. You've got softs to lap 13 to 20, then a set of hards right to the end. Or you could go softs 12 to 18, then mediums 35 to 42, and then then hards 35 to 42, and then mediums to the end of the race. So that's the options there. Personally, I see the top two being the ones that end up being used, as some of the cars are now getting onto track, working their way to the grid. Now would be a bad time for Max to crash into the pit lane, or Lewis as well. But yeah. Lewis on track, yeah, absolutely. Will Bono do another in? Potentially. Who am I supporting? Yeah, neither really. I'd lean Hamilton, but like being brutally honest, I don't really care who wins the championship. I'm all in camp. I want Lando to win this race, so yeah, there you go. The appeals process during the race and after is really annoying. Why can't the FIA have all access to the team's telemetry and stats in real time instead of waiting after the race? I think to an extent it's simply so much data. They can't get all of the telemetry and data. They do have access to most of it, though. They do have access to a lot of it. Facts no worry, people, no way. No worries at all. Red Bull looked really quick on softs, but weak on medium, so maybe they go soft, hard, soft. Yeah, potentially as well. I said that one a little bit earlier on in the stream. It depends really how worn their sets of softs are. So what's with Hamilton's engine? Right, let's cut back to this one. So, due to issues potentially about wear on the engine, we've seen that throughout the course of this year with Mercedes. What's happened is they've turned the engine down for qualifying, basically. So normally you'd expect all of this. This is straight line speed telemetry. Normally what you see is these lines the other way round. You'd normally see with Hamilton's engine being stronger, the Mercedes engine being stronger, you'd normally see Red Bull a little bit lower, and yeah, basically it'd be the other way round at this point here. All of the bits highlighted in yellow. But instead what we're seeing is to be a bit more cautious, ensure they actually make it to the end of the race. Mercedes, you know, losing 3 kilometres there to Max, losing 1 there, 4 there, 7 on the entrance to turn 9 as well, which is crazy. And then, yeah, obviously through the corners, they've got quite a bit of pace as well. But I'm going to be honest, it didn't look like Mercedes were really going for pole, so I don't really know if this is 100% realistic. But to me, it seemed like they weren't really going for pole position too much. I don't know, I feel like they were pretty happy with second place. When did I start watching Formula 1? So 2008, because I think I was 6. And then 19 now. So, God, I'm old. Oh, God, that was a long time ago, at least. What we see? What's happening? Oh, yeah. Us US viewers probably wake up early to watch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't, you know, I couldn't be an Australian or US F1 supporter. That would break me. Can you run different engine modes in quality and race? I thought you had to keep it. Yes, you do. Yeah, you have to keep it, which is why this is so important. Otherwise, I wouldn't really be showing this, but yeah, you have to keep it. I'm leaving the stream at past. Yeah, so am I, Monkey. It's okay. It's okay. I'm ending in 5 minutes anyway. The start is very important. If Perez jumps Lewis, then it may be a long night for Lewis with overtaking not so easy. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. AM also 2002 ballers started watching 2007. Hello, Rajiv. Hello. That's cool. We're the 2002 club. Pretty sure I slept at 1 or 2 of the Western Grand Prix. Fair enough, Shay. Yeah, so guys, right, final predictions. Who are you having on the podium and who, of course, is going to be champion? Let me see all those in the chat now because we have got 5 minutes until I, like I say, hand you over to the professionals. Am I watching F1 TV stream? Is your stream up already? So I'm watching Sky stream. Well, Sky on TV, basically, I'll be watching. Who do you think will be on the podium at the end? All the best, man. I think it's going to be... Oh, God, this is so hard. Why have I given you guys the hardest question ever? Right, we're seeing Max, Lewis win, Hamver, Norris, Max, Lewis, Perez, second Cherico, third Lewis, Max first yet. Verstappen, Lewis, Perez. Do you think Merc turned engine down or Red Bull turned up? I think a bit of both. No crash predictions are Hamver. Yes, okay, so crash and no crash predictions. No crash predictions, I'm going Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez. And with crash predictions, I'm going Perez, Norris, Bottas. There you go. Max, Lewis, Perez. Lewis, Max, Perez. Hamilton first. Verstappen second and Norris third. Crash predictions are Lando, Bottas, Leclerc. Perez, Lando, Max as your top 3. That's interesting. Right. Oh, I'm so excited for this. So excited, guys. I hope you will really genuinely enjoy this race. Obviously, we're going to have half the fans being incredibly upset, but it's okay. We can all vent after the stream, no matter which side you're on. Our poll at the moment has had 500, nearly 600 votes, and we have who will be champion. Verstappen 51, Hamilton 49, almost dead even. So interesting. With Crash, I want Norris to win. Yeah, I want Norris to win, but I can't see it, unfortunately. Crash prediction, Lando, Sainz, Gasly. Oh, Lily going for a very bold prediction there. That'd be a hell of a race. They should have done the last race in bumper cars. I really hope they aren't any crashes. Yeah, I hope so as well, guys. Hope so as well. So yeah, like I say, we've still got just a couple minutes left over. Then, like I say, I'll hand you over to Pressure. So make sure you join the Discord. That's in the top of the link in the description. It's great to have more people joining over there and seeing the community and having a chat with us as well. Really excited for this race. I hope everyone enjoys it. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. Like I say, by the end of this weekend, we're trying to hit 1.5k. That's what we're trying. Fingers crossed it's going to be possible, especially if something dramatic happens. Post-race will be here. Make sure not to miss out. Hope you'll enjoy the race as well. See you, Shrey. See ya. Lando wipes out Hamilton on second corner. There we go. Lee Ali going for a very bold prediction there. If Hamilton wins, I will love this season. Yeah, Monkey going for that, absolutely. Right. Super Lulu. There you go, Arjun in that. So, there we go, guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the race, and I can't wait to talk to you all after the podium or anything dramatic happening. So, like I say, I'll be live post-race. Love you guys. Enjoy the race. I'll leave the chat open for a little bit. I'll be talking in there for just a little bit more. Thanks for containing my excitement with the stream. I'm going to go watch a TV stream now. Yeah, no worry, even. No worry at all. Lewis, best of all time. Is Nico commenting on Sky? I don't know if he is commentating on Sky. I assume it'll be Martin, Crofty, maybe Jensen or Nico. One of those two. Imagine if Bot Lewis, Norris, it might have been both Max Lewis and Carlos win Perez P2 and Lando Leclerc P3. Bye, I love this race. Yeah, hope you do, Monkey. Hope you do. What you think? Does Russell play second driver role like Bottas? No, I think he's going to go for it. Absolutely. Come the 2022 season, no doubt. Lulu 1, Lulu 2, Lulu 3. But yeah, like I say, guys, join the Discord. It's in the top link in the description. So it'll be great to see you all in there. We've got a great community and we'll be discussing the race as it goes on. And I assume we'll also have someone in there maybe even streaming the race as well if you don't have a way of watching it. So yeah, like I say, guys, love you lots. See you later. Enjoy the race. And don't forget to join the stream after the race. That's the most important thing.